Hi, so let's continue further study classes. Okay, so study problem we have solved almost 4 problems. So today we are going to solve remaining 2 problems. Okay, so let's get back to the document. So we have the fifth problem here. So the fifth problem says create a function which takes string as an input. So basically you have to create a function which takes string as an input. Okay, string as an input, and then return following output. So basically you can see you have one string which you have like ser space sa, and you have to get the output in object format. So basically your return type should be object, right? Object, and with the property name and surname, right? And name should be the first word and surname should be the second word. Okay, so that is basically so the problem is. So let's try to check in VS Code. So let's create a function. Okay, so like let's suppose we have the this method, this problem anyway, it's for string to object. So we'll tell convert str to obj. Just we are giving one name. So it take str, so we'll just write str, one variable, and then we'll try to call also, right? So I'll just convert obj, and this time I'll pass the same, right? Sher, SHAS, right? So we'll pass like this. So we're passing this string and we are trying to convert into object. So we output we need is we need output as ser name and sa as a surname. Okay, so this should be the output. So what we do? So as we see the string to object we have to convert, right? So once we have to take each word, right? So to capture each word, we can take this space and do split, right? So once we do split, this two word will be separated. You can mute it. So let's split it. So let splitted str. Okay. So we'll just do str dot split with space. So let's print it and check what is that all together. Okay. So console.log splitted str. Okay. So let's see. Clear. Okay, so see, we have got array. Okay, we have got array. So we have separated two words into element, right? So let's start with the object. So we have to create object. So let obj equals empty, right? We have created. Now what is that object property? One is name, one is surname, right? So we have to create two properties. One is name, one is surname. So we'll do obj dot name, right? And something we have to write here. Same way obj dot surname. So the value. So the obj.name will be the value of first word, right? So first word from array we can get splitted str of 0, right? So splitted str, because splitted str is nothing but it's a array, right? So of 0. So splitted str of 0 is nothing but it's a name, and splitted str of 1 is nothing but it's a surname, that is sa. So now once we'll do this, we'll just try to return. So return obj. That's it. So the problem is solved. We'll try to store into result and we'll print. So we'll print result. Okay. Converted data is okay. So as simple as that. It's very simple. So we'll just do this, right? See. So this was the splitted string, and now converted is name as ser and surname as sa. That's it. So we have solved the problem. So this was only the expected. So in this problem, what you studied, split and creating a object to a object. Okay, and how to pass that. Okay, value to each property. That's it. Okay, so next let's move on to last problem. So it's a bit big. Okay, we'll see. So let's try to understand this. So see, create a function which takes object as an input. So basically we have to create a function. So let's do it. So I'll just comment it out. Okay. Okay, so create a function. So we're creating a function. Let's suppose I'm just creating a function. So what is the tell all about? Takes an object as an input and check if object has a property and it's start with a, then add new property. So it's like writing object and returning object, right? So taking object, returning. So we can just write manipulate object. So basically we are taking the object income and outgoing also object. So we can just write the name as manipulate object, something like that we can write. So which takes object only, right, as an input. So this we have done. Now let's go for problem statement. So what it tells, create a function which takes object as an input and check if the object has name property. So we have to check. Let's suppose this object is passed. So here name property is there, right? So let's check another input. So this is also having name property, right? This is fine. Let's check third object. Third object also having the name property, right? Fine. Now we see a third object also having the name property. So all having the name property. Fine. So it's okay, cool. Now let's see. And it starts with a, right? Let's go for third. Third has not name. Actually, it should be title. Someone has made it name. Okay, fine. So third object has name. No. Oh, sorry. Two I have written same. So that is the reason it's trouble. It's a fourth. This is the fourth object, right? It's a fourth. Okay. So see, in fourth object there is no name, right? There is a title. Instead of name, there is title. So fourth object, so we have to check basically first priority to whether the object has name property or not. So see, input 1 has name property, input 2 has name property, input 3 has name property, but input 4 has, there is no name property inside it, right? So if we have to check first if the name property is there in the object or not. Okay. So now that is first priority, right? So we have to check. So let's check. So we have got like, we have to check if name property is there or not. So how to check the property exists in the object or not? So we have one method called obj dot has on property, right? And we are checking for name property, right? So this will give you either true or false. So we can keep it inside if. Okay, we could keep inside if. Fine. So this is one thing. So we have checked if the object has name property or not. So we have checked, okay, if the object has name property or not. Okay, so if name property is there, then we'll do something, right? Now let's go back to this, and now next what it's telling, name property, and it starts with a, means whatever name is there, the property name, it starts with a, means the basically its value starts with a. Value starts with a. Okay, so if value starts with a, then do something. So we have to check if value starts with a or not. So if name property, that is true, and again we have to check if, okay, obj of name, right? Obj dot name, right? Dot, right? Dot starts with, okay, starts with, so starts with a. So this is the functions. So it starts with a. So it starts with, will check whether whether the string is starting with a or not. So already we have studied starts with. So if you want to go and check, we'll just go for the string methods. So let's check for string methods. Where are the string methods? Okay. Splice array. So let's check for array. String. So string methods we have checked with comparing string index of last index include starts with. See, so it starts with, it's telling, right? So title dot starts with Jack. So what is telling? A string, we check if the string it starts with substring. So we have starts with, we'll check whether something is starting with letter or word or not. Okay, so that is basically its method all about. So same thing we are applying here, right? So we are checking if it starts with a. So if it starts with A, first check if the name property is there or not. If name property is there, then if it starts with A or not. If it starts with their A, then do something. So we'll check what exactly it's trying us to do. Now, starts with A, then add new property called rating. Okay, value in between 50 to 100. So let's skip this as of now. Okay, skip this as of now. Let's go another statement. So let's see. So we have to do, these are the inside whatever we have to do once the match will happen. Okay, now next, if name starts with S, so name starts with S, so either name starts with A or else if, right, if obj dot name starts with S, so do something. So what we have to do, that we'll check. Okay, starts with S, then add the property, rating property value this, else add rating 10, right? Add rating 10. So add rating 10 if neither it starts with A or it starts with S. So other than A and S, if any other letter it starts with, add directly rating 10. So we have one else part as well. Else part as well means other than either A or either or S. So other than these two, if any other starts, then we'll do something. Now and return object as a output. So okay, that is fine. Now another is given. If object has no name property, means if object has no name property. So this is object has name property. So if I'll do else, then object has no name property, right? No name property. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to just return object with rating as 0. So let's complete this because it's having very less. So we have to add rating property and value as 0 hard coded. So we'll just return obj dot rating equals 0. That's it. Okay, and return obj. Fine. So if name, if the property, if the object does not starts with name, then just add rating as 0 and return that object. Okay, so that is one scenario. Now next scenario, again we'll go. Now see what's happening. Value starts with A. So if value starts with A, what we have to do? We have to add new property as rating. So basically we have to add property rating and value in between 50 to 100. So already we have studied, right, how to get the value, random value between one value, right? So now we'll go to math functions and we'll try to check. So math functions. So math is, so basically math abs, math max, min, power, square root, random. See, so random. If you want to get in below 10, then it's a 9. If you want to get below 100, then it's a multiply by 100. So like that we are getting, right? So it's a 9.98 point, right? So that is one way to get number between 0 to some range, right? So next we are having floor. So floor will take basically 20. So it's like you can use this floor as well, right? To skip that decimal point, right? So this also we can use there. So let's go for that. So what we are first, what we'll do, we'll try to calculate the value of the rating. So value of the rating, what is there? So when the name starts with in between 50 to, sorry, starts with A, then we have to add the rating value as 50 to 100. So let's go and build that 50 to 100. So let rating value, okay, let's rating value will be, so what we'll do, math dot random, okay, random. So if I'll write math dot random, that will give you value between 0 to 1, right? So if I'll multiply with either what is that, so value as 50 to 100, right? So if I'll give 50, so it will give me the value from 0 to 50, right? Already we have seen, if I'll give value between, if I'll give value to sorry, where is that, in the min max square root random. See, if I'm giving 10, that is giving below 10. If I'm giving 100, then below 100, right? So if I'm giving 50, then it will give below 50, right? So below 50 it will give. So what I'll do, and if I'll give 100, then it will give below 100, right? 100, so it will give below. So it will give 0 to 100. It won't give 50 to 100. So in that case, what we'll do, we'll just try to minus, because we don't want other 50. Okay, we don't want other 50. Fine. We don't want other 50. We want 50 to 100. So if I'll give only 100, so it will give 0 to 100. If I'll give 50, it will give 0 to 50. But actually I wanted to skip that 50. And I wanted to starts from 50. Starts from 50. So basically I'm doing minus and I'm doing plus 50. So with this, what happens? It will starts from 50 to 100 in between value. Okay, in between, and that too it will give in decimal. So for that, what I'll do math dot floor, and I'll close this all value. Okay, so what happens? Math dot random will give from 50 to 100. It will give me the value. Okay, starting from 50 to 100, in between will give you the value, but in decimal, and that decimal will be removed using math dot floor. So that will give you the rating value between 50 to 100, and that value will be the rating value, right? So obj dot rating equals that rating value, right? This is the one. Again, same thing we have to repeat for this. Okay, same thing we have to repeat for this. So in this, what is the problem? In this, the problem is 20 to 25. So same thing we'll do. So 20 to 25. So we'll write 25 and 20, and it starts from 20. Okay, so this is the thing we'll start. So it's like max minus min plus min. So plus min means it will starts from min. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, so rating value will be this object dot ratings, and at last, so that at last we can return the object. Okay, so let's copy, because in every situation you have to return object. So we'll just return object. Okay, and let's call these functions. So manipulate object. So let's try to call this function. So let's pass first input. Okay, so first input let's pass. So we'll pass first input and we'll see what is output. So basically in this we are expecting output as this, right? Name should be Amit and rating should be any value between 50 to 100. So that our expectation is, right? So we'll just store this value to result, and then we'll try to print result after manipulation. Okay, so it's a manipulate object. Oh, sorry, it's not manipulate. Already we have called, so it's a result. So let's see what is happening. So I'll clear it. So expectation is basically name Amit and rating as in between 50 to 100. So let's see what is happening. So see, name Amit, rating is 58. So let's try one more time. So see, rating is 62. Try one more time. Rating is 67. So every time it will be above 50 to below 100. Okay, so this is one condition satisfied. Let's go for second condition. Second condition is input name, it starts with S. Okay, so it starts with S. So this starts with A, now it starts with S. So starts with S means it will give you in between 20 to 25. So let's check what it's giving. See, 22, 23, 22, 22, 21, 22, 20. So all those things, right? So it will give you that, right? Now let's check for another. So let's go for name Ramesh. So other than this. So other than this means what was the value other than this? So we have not completed, I think. So other than, so if we don't have starts with A or starts with yes. So if you have other than this, then rating as 10. So that is direct output. So just write here obj dot rating equal to 10. That's it. Okay. So if you pass that object, now which object we are passing? We are passing the Ramesh. So Ramesh neither starts with S, neither starts with A. So in this scenario, it will give default as 10, right? So let's check. Clear. See, always it will give as 10. So it starts with neither starts with S, neither starts with A. So it is giving us 10. Now let's check whether now we are skipping the name. So there is no name property. We are just giving the title. So let's check. So if title is there, what is the value? So I'm just giving the title. I'll clear and I'll just do. So it's just giving rating as 0 because there is no name property, right? It's a title property. So there is no name property, then it will give you rating as 0 by default. So that's it. That is the problem. Okay, understood? Fine. Okay, so this is how we have to solve the any problem. So you have to read the statement properly, make the structure here proper way. Okay, and then slowly we have to write the logic. Okay, fine. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.